Hey everyone, so let's talk about AWS security. If you're using powerful tools like WAF or Shield, you already know they're absolutely critical. But let's be honest, when you run into a problem or have a question, finding the right resource can feel like a search in itself. Well, that's what we're tackling today. We're going to build your ultimate guide to AWS security resources. Does this sound familiar? You've got this one specific question about a WAF rule, or maybe you're trying to figure out a Shield advanced feature, and next thing you know, you've got like a dozen browser tabs open. The AWS ecosystem is just massive, which is awesome, but yeah, they can definitely feel like a maze sometimes. But don't you worry, because that's exactly what we're going to fix right now. I want you to think of this whole explainer as your personal map. We're going to lay out a really clear path through all the different kinds of resources, so you know exactly where to turn no matter what kind of question you have. Okay, first up, let's tap into the collective genius of the community. You know, sometimes the best answer you're ever going to get is from someone who just solved the exact same problem you're staring at right now. So the first thing to realize is how specific you can get here. You've got the general AWS discussion forums for your broader questions, sure, but AWS also has dedicated forums for both WAF and Shield Advanced. This is where other developers are, right now, asking super technical questions and sharing solutions. So yeah, here's the bottom line. These forums are your go-to for peer-to-peer advice. If you're wondering about a common setup, or you just need to see how other people are handling a similar challenge, the community is an absolutely invaluable first stop. All right, let's move to the next spot on our map. This is all about getting your information straight from the source, because when you need that definitive, authoritative answer, you gotta go directly to AWS. Think of this as your library of truth. You've got the product information pages for the high-level stuff, features and pricing. Then, for the step-by-step how-to, you'll dive into the technical guides, like the one for implementing AWS WAF. And for the really deep, strategic why, you've got this huge collection of white papers from AWS experts on architecture and best practices. This is all about getting the final word, when you absolutely, positively have to know exactly how a feature works, what the service limits are, or what something is going to cost. The official documentation is your single source of truth, non-negotiable. Okay, reading is great, but we all know where the real learning happens, right? It's when you actually get your hands dirty. And that brings us to the resources that are all about that hands-on, practical experience. AWS gives you a fantastic set of tools for this. You can take formal classes and workshops, you can explore the Developer Center for tools and events, and, my personal favorite, you can follow these amazing step-by-step hands-on tutorials to actually launch something and see these security services in action. So if your goal is to go from, yeah, I kind of get the concept, to, oh yeah, I know how to build this, these are your resources. This is how you sharpen your skills and get that practical experience that builds real, actual confidence. And finally, there are those times. You've checked the docs, you've searched the forums, and you are still stuck. Maybe you have an urgent, complex, or even a production-impacting issue. Well, it's time to call for backup. Now, this is important. There's a subtle but really crucial distinction to make here. The AWS Support Center, that's the website, the portal where you go to create and manage your cases. Support, on the other hand, is the actual service. It's that one-on-one channel with AWS experts who help you solve your problem. Knowing that difference can save you a lot of time when you're under pressure. And the use case here? It's crystal clear. When the stakes are high and you need a fast, direct line to an expert for your specific problem, this is the path you take. It is basically your emergency hotline to the people who know these services inside and out. So let's put it all together. What you have now is a logical, step-by-step path for solving problems. You start with the official docs for the hard facts. If you need some context, ask the community. To build your skills, try a tutorial. And if all else fails, you contact AWS support. It's a clear escalation path that saves you time and gets you to the right answer fast. So, the maze, it's gone. What you have now isn't just a list of links. It's a mental framework. It's a whole strategy for navigating the vast world of AWS information with confidence, so you can spend way less time searching and way more time building. So, I'll just leave you with this question. Now that you have the map, where are you going to go explore first? Are you going to dive into a new tutorial, browse the forums for ideas, or maybe bookmark a key white paper you've been meaning to read? The journey is all yours.